And welcome to another episode of We the Few. My name is Skylar Barti. I am your host, joined, as always, by the very sexy, the very noise-festy Jacob Sykes.
Hi.
How are you, Jake?
I'm doing just fine.
Was it a specific choice to wear Noise Fest today, or was it just something thrown on?
It was just a clean shirt that was in my pile of clean shirts.
As every guy does at a certain stage in their life.
Semi-clean shirts.
Yeah. And we have a special guest today. He is I don't really know what title, but his name is Austin Dave, and he's probably the most famous person with the Signal on Facebook.
You know, I don't know my title half the time, so it's perfectly okay. It changes like every 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was about to say, does it change every day now, or is it still every about week?
Every 5 minutes.
Okay, sweet. And so, yeah, Austin Dave, you kind of run the video department with the Signal. You know, what is that like going in day to day running that video?
You know, honestly, every day is different than the previous one. It's going to be different than the next, and really, it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of meeting people every day. You meet strangers every day, and you really get to know them, get to know their story, and help to really amplify that story. And that's really what we do, except that, we have the added bonus of having a camera and a microphone and lights. And you were with me earlier. We were working on another story, and it's just really a lot of fun. It's really something that, you wake up every morning not knowing what you're going to be doing and not knowing who you're going to meet, and I'm okay with that.
Just random variety of the days that go by. Like Monday, you could be doing a fire. Tuesday, you're doing a story on a puppy.
Yeah, really, it's really like that. You can go from being at a crime scene to seeing a little girl at a lemonade stand who's saving money for college. It could be that stark of a difference, or it could be, we're crime, or lately we've been into the features and talking to people and really getting to know the average Joe and getting to know who they are and what they do and how they really do look to make an impact or a difference in their community. So it's really a good variety. We really do run the gamut.
All right, cool. And how long have you actually been with the Signal?
2.5 years. It'll be 3 in March. Wow. A while. Since I've been doing Cougar News and this program, I've known you to be part of the Signal almost that entire time. I think there was a little bit of time that I knew you were working for SCB TV, and in that entire time, is there any story that really just stands out at you that you can just always come back to and think like, wow, that story is going to stay with me my entire life? Almost every story you kind of have that feeling. We've had some stories where we've learned quite a bit. We've covered these big, huge fires. We've covered stories about, people who are trying to pull through. We're working on a story right now and following a story right now of a young woman, 15-year-old, who, goes to Golden Valley High School, lives in Canyon Country, and it was discovered that she had a tumor in her spine. And doctors were giving them a prognosis that wasn't at all happy. It was very grim. And if she didn't have surgery to remove the tumor, or at least an attempt to remove the tumor, she would die a slow, horrible, painful death. And that's what her father had told us. We went to go see them at their home about a week ago. And we found out she had her surgery yesterday, supposed to be 29 hours. And surgeons told the parents, if we come out early, then that's not good news.
Right.
Well, they came out early.
Oh, no.
But those sad faces on the surgeons and the doctors soon turned to really big grins because they had decided to change their minds on how they would approach it. And they were able to remove the entire tumor. The risk to her was, death or
like
paralysis.
Permanent nerve damage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Significant paralysis. Where that tumor is on the C2 vertebrae.
Okay.
And that controls a lot of where your nerve endings are. So your muscles, motor functions, things like that. And she has no nerve damage whatsoever.
So
That's
almost
awesome.
a perfect procedure?
Yeah, that's what the doctors were saying. They were all, very, very happy. I mean, to the point where she, went through, I think it was, about 11 hours instead of 29. The next morning, she's telling jokes, has the doctors and nurses in stitches. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Don't mean to drop puns, but,
Childish puns always get laughs.
Sometimes a happy situation calls for a pun.
Oh, yeah, very much so. Puns make the world go round half the time.
That's the most recent one, though. I mean, we cover stuff every day. I mean, you see stuff every day. You forget that you see stuff every day. But, this community is really full of people who have great, wonderful stories. And it's full of people who themselves are, wonderful people.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Santa Clarita is kind of a cornucopia of like different type of people. Like, I mean, you have like even just between our hosts, you have me and Jake who are completely different people. Like in terms of personality, I'm like Jake is a little bit weird in his taste.
Yeah, we're a very weird dude.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing though. But like you have that kind of the range of the gambit between the people in Santa Clarita, and it's weird because you almost think that it's like, oh, it's just soccer mom territory.
I think a lot of people get jaded living here. They think that there's nothing really going on, and they're just in like a hodunk town. But everyone has a story. Every town has its own. There's a beat to this town, and I think
Austin
the
Dave
Signal
lives
is doing Austin Dave and the Signal is doing a really good job of covering that.
No, it's too much responsibility, guys.
You don't want to be the media empire?
No. Then people are going to expect you to be everywhere, and when you're not somewhere, they're going to come try and find you. Call and pull up your phone, and that's not fun.
You guys are kind of there though. At least on Facebook, you have the pages like Santa Clarita Community and the Santa Clarita emergency pages, and they really look to you and to some of the other media places like media personalities and the big guys, to really just be that media anchor.
And that's the thing. That's what's really changing is social media. I mean, we do have these groups. I'll call a number of them out. Santa Clarita Community, Helicopters, Lights, and Sirens, Emergency Now, who really have inspired us to step it up and really have inspired us to, there are more people who want to know what's going on in their community, good and bad. And when they see something, they may be afraid. They may say, oh, like right now there's some posts going up about fireworks in Old Orchard 1 in Valencia. And they want to know, what is this, what's going on? Because, first thought is you hear fireworks, and it's not on the 4th of July, you think explosions.
Yeah.
And that's what they're thinking. And chances are it's some Yahoo, going out with fireworks. But it's really an avenue for people to know, hey, can I reach out to someone on a personal level and ask them, hey, what's going on outside my house?
And the fact that they're connected to some of the bigger media conglomerates that are in our valley gives more credence to the information that they get.
Exactly. You have people like Perry Smith from KHTS who is on board as well and willing to answer people. 2 a.m, I've seen that guy up. He's a stand-up guy. And he, I've really learned a lot from him over the last couple of years, from social media to stories and the style of stories and, where to get stories. And, I've learned a lot from that guy. And, we may be competitors, but, off the court, we're both stand-up guys who really want to make a difference in our community and make people know, let them know that their voices are heard. And really, seeing you guys here at College of the Canyons is the same thing. I'm inspired by what you guys do and how you guys strive to want to take this program to the next level. And honestly, being a person who is in this program, it's inspiring and it's very, very heartwarming to see people carry that torch. And you two gentlemen have done a splendid job at doing that.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I know, Jake, you were talking to another radio host, Sammy, about wanting to do more stories, and you were talking to her that you really wanted to come back next semester and push out those good stories, Yeah. And, I mean, going from Austin, what are the type of stories that you guys, both of you, and I'll throw the both, that you guys look for that you want to really cover? What really inspires you to do a story?
I have to, for me, it's really hard. I don't have a whole lot of time on my hands. So in order to get in depth into a story, it's hard for me. But I think some of the stories I've really been interested in recently are, whether true or not, local political corruption and the whole thing with the Lemley Theater was something I was really trying to push out this past semester. I thought that could have been a really, really interesting story to tell people about how, even though everyone really didn't want that there, the reason it's getting built is because somebody on city council owns that land. Again, here, allegedly. I have to preface that. I don't have any completely hard evidence that I can prove or back that up with because I didn't have the time to get it. But that was a story that I was
So
very
more of like the
passionate about.
investigative stuff with local investigative. Okay. I mean, Austin, I know you do a lot of features, but you also cover like the wide spectrum of news. But like, what really is like the type of story that you love to cover?
Really, that story, that underdog. Honestly, seeing someone who, sometimes when I go to the elementary schools and I'm asking, I'm telling them what I do, and it could be a career day. I always try to seek out that student who, might be bullied or might be made fun of, or doesn't have a lot of friends, and I have that power in that moment to give that student, the time of his life. Mm-hmm. So I'll bring him or her up to the front and basically show people that they have a story just as much as any of us do. You may not be able to see it or be able to see it on the surface, but deep down inside, this person really has something amazing. Mm-hmm. And my job is to bring that part of them out and really expose it to the world in a way that they couldn't do it themselves. And so my favorite types of stories are people making a difference, people who are really, despite all the odds, trying to battle back, people who have slim odds of doing something or getting through something, seeing them succeed. Also, the really action-y crime things too.
Yeah, those are fun.
You can't skip those. The brush fires, the crime scenes, things like that.
The dump truck fires.
Oh yeah, dump truck fires like
that just happened today, right?
Happened today.
that was a fun story to walk in through.
Yeah, and the fire department, they commended him for his efforts. What had happened was a dump truck. Apparently, some of the contents of the dump truck had caught fire. One of those big garbage trucks, and he was heading down either Soledad or Sierra Highway. Not sure which one, but got flagged down. Hey, your stuff's on fire, man. You got smoke coming out of the back of your truck. It's like, oh well, okay. And believe it or not, this is not the first time this has happened. This is not the second time, not even the fifth. This happens more often than you think.
Do you know what caused it?
No idea.
That's so weird.
But he pulled over to a concrete pad. I guess there was a building there, building that got knocked down, but concrete pad at the northwest corner of Soledad and Sierra Highway, and dumped the load right there. Just dropped all the trash out the back of the dump truck, and right then and there, I saw some flames on some video that someone had posted. Fire department running out, spraying it down, hosing it down. But they told this guy that had you not dumped this stuff out of your truck, all that compressed natural gas in your truck could have been ignited, could have had explosions. It could have been much worse. Mm. But interesting things like that. I mean, that's not brush fire or crime scene, but that's still like, wow, this guy just could have been sitting in traffic and the truck could have exploded.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. No, it's there is a cool thing. Like we had the sage fire and the sand fire over the summer, and when you have stories like that, that's just like that instant like adrenaline rush, of let's get the camera, let's go. And I think when you have stories like that, it like as a journalist, it really gets your blood going, to really cover it. I mean, for both of you, like, was journalism like the original dream, or was it something that you guys kind of like found yourself in?
I actually started off as a kid wanting to be a patent attorney.
That is a weird goal to go through.
It was. I was just like, you know what? I can come up with all these crazy ideas, patent them, or like just names, and then when people name their stuff, that I could sue them and make a bunch of money.
Oh, you were that kid.
I was that kid.
That's pretty specific.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to be a musician, but you know how that goes. And then in my senior year of high school, I did Canyon's Pony Express newspaper. And I got into print journalism, and I got into writing, and then started studying creative writing, and eventually landed into a journalism class. But I started to grow tired of written journalism. And then I found out about the MEA program here, and now, video is everything. It's just a really cool program that gave me experiences and the ability to handle equipment that I could never, touch. Yeah.
I mean, Austin, like, journalism the start, or was that like something you found yourself in?
Not at all. I mean, honestly, I started off in the long story short, I used to live in Las Vegas as a teen, and there was this program called ITV, and I went to Las Vegas High School, and it was a really cool program on campus where you got to run around with video cameras and harass people. But eventually I said, you know what, I want to sign up for that. The day I signed up for that was the day I was also told, a couple hours later, hey, you're going back to California.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
And I said, okay. So, enrolled in Golden Valley High School. And I found out that I couldn't take their broadcast class because the prerequisite for that class was, video production 1.
Right.
So I got into that and, got interested in film and, started off with that film heavy background and got into the broadcast program there, GVTV, under Charles Doisley, who is a stand-up guy.
I had a class with his husband, and it was both are amazing people.
Both are amazing people. I mean, they really have a passion for their students and a passion for making sure that their students become something, something in the field, and making sure that not only do they not get forced into becoming something, they get to find out what they want to do and push them toward that. But I went from there to College of the Canyons, where I wanted to enroll in the film program and accidentally enrolled in Dave Brill's 225 class. And knowing Dave Brill, he wasn't going to tell me that, the first day.
Yeah, right.
But I got in the first day and, started getting a handle on it. And my first package, my first news story was very film-like, shot in 24 frames. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with frame rates, but typical TV is 60 frames. And this thing was 24 frames. And it was a lot of copyrighted music and puppy dogs and ponytails and all these interesting shots with no story to it at all.
Oh, yay.
And, that was my first story. But over the years, being, with Dave Brill and Ron Entrican and Jose Franco, I mean,
great professors here at the MEA program at COC.
The combinations with three of them, man, unstoppable. I mean, they've produced some real talent coming out of this place.
Oh, yeah.
Because the three of them themselves are some of the most talented people I know. And they really do have a heart for these students and a heart for showing them that, hey, you can become something. Hey, you can tell people stories, but do it in a way that you never thought was possible. And honestly, if it wasn't for them, I don't know where I'd be.
No, I feel the same way. And having opportunities like this in Canyons Radio, it has been incredibly wonderful to have access to, because it gives you, going forward, you have access to this stuff, and then you get the training that you need, and you're ready for it by the time you're out. And there's not a lot of programs that I know that have this much equipment and this much talent for that.
Speaking of equipment, I don't know what you guys did to this thing, but I typically hate hearing the sound of my voice, but I sound pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys really did some nice,
That's all the audio kids like Matt here. Like it's
Thanks,
their yeah, no, seriously, thank you, Matt. It's so unique that they've built this project last year and that it's come full circle, and it's been so nice. We're gonna head to break really fast, and then when we come back, Austin, you're gonna stick around, or
I'm gonna stick around.
All right, sweet.
Awesome.
Our first song up is gonna be "Dark Necessities" by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yes.
Austin Dave's personal request. So.
Coming on to the light of day, we got many moons that are deep at play. So I keep an eye on the shadow, smile to see what it has to say. You and I both know everything must go away. What do you say? Spinning out that is on my heart. It's like a bitter light and a touch of dark. You got sneak attack from the zodiac that I see off my spot. Keep the breeze and go, blow by blow and go away. What do you say? Yeah, you don't know my mind, you don't know my kind. Dark necessities are part of my design. Tell the world that I'm falling from the sky. Dark necessities are part of my design. maniac, so I move it in and we unpack. It's the same as yesterday. Anyway we flow, everything must go away. What do you say? Yeah. You don't know my mind, you don't know my kind. Dark necessities are part of my design. Tell the world that I'm falling from the sky. Dark necessities are part of my
stay in the sun where I find. I know it's hard sometimes. Pieces of peace in the sun's peace of mind. I know it's hard sometimes. Yeah, I think about the end just way too much. But it's fun to fantasize on my enemies who wouldn't wish who I was. But it's fun to fantasize. Oh, 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 I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Oh, 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 I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Taking my time on my ride. I die for you, that's easy to say. We have a list of people that we would take. A bullet for them, a bullet for you, a bullet for everybody in this room. But they don't seem to see many bullets coming through. See many bullets coming through. Metaphorically, I'm the man, but literally, I don't know what I do. I live for you, and that's hard to do. Even harder to say when you know it's not true. Even harder to write when you know that tonight there were people back home who tried talking to you, but then you ignore them still. All these questions, they fall in like, who would you live for? Who would you die for? And would you ever kill? Oh, 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 I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Oh, 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 I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Taking my time on my ride.
I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much.
Help me.
I've been thinking too much.
I've been thinking too much.
I've been thinking too much.
Help me.
I've been thinking too much.
I've been thinking too much.
I've been thinking too much.
Oh, 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 I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Oh, 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 I'm falling, so I'm taking my time. Taking my time on my ride. So I'm taking my time on my ride. So I'm taking my time on my. I've been thinking too much. Help me. I've been thinking too much. Help me.
I've been thinking too much.
I've been thinking too much.
I've been thinking too much.
Help me.
I've been thinking too much.
I've been thinking too much.
I've been I forgive what is within? 'Cause I'm in this house, I'm in this hole all my time. Whoa! Cover your crystal eyes and feel the tones that trample down your spine. Whoa! Cover your crystal eyes and let your colors bleed and blend with mine.
I'm like a child looking off on the horizon. I'm like an ambulance that's turning on the sirens. Oh, I'm still alive. I'm like a soldier coming home for the first time. I dodged a bullet and I walked across a landmine. Oh, I'm still alive. Am I bleeding? Am I bleeding from the storm? Just shine a light into the wreckage so far away, away. 'Cause I'm still breathing. 'Cause I'm still breathing on my own. My head's above the rain and roses, making my way away. 'Cause I'm still breathing. 'Cause I'm still breathing on my own. My head's above the rain and roses, making my way away. My way to you. I'm like a junkie tying off for the last time. I'm like a loser that's betting on his last dime. Oh, I'm still alive. I'm like a son that was raised without a father. I'm like a mother barely keeping it together. Oh, I'm still alive. Am I bleeding? Am I bleeding from the storm? Just shine a light into the wreckage so far away, away. 'Cause I'm still breathing. 'Cause I'm still breathing on my own. My head's above the tying off for the last time. I'm like a loser that's betting on his last dime. Oh, I'm still alive. I'm like a son that was raised without a father. I'm like a mother barely keeping it together. Oh, I'm still alive. Am I bleeding? Am I bleeding from the storm? Just shine a light into the wreckage so far away, away. 'Cause I'm still breathing. 'Cause I'm still breathing on my own. My head's above
That was Green Day from their new album Revolution Radio, the song Still Breathing. We're back with Jacob Sykes and our special guest from The Signal, Austin Dave.
Special.
I mean, you're not a normal guest on the show, so...
pretty normal.
I mean, comparatively to just having me and Jake on here, so you're the special guest.
Okay, I'll take that.
You know, and you are a professional in the media industry compared to us. We are not employed there.
You can't say professional. That gives me way too much responsibility.
I mean, it's kind of true, though.
Then people hold me to a standard. Then then
They don't
becomes a
already?
problem. Well, they do.
Yeah, I see you tagged a whole lot in helicopters, lights, and sirens.
Yeah.
Seems like people are always looking to you for information.
A lot of it is, as you guys know, we're privileged to really have access to information that the average everyday Joe does not.
Yes.
And really, if you have the opportunity to really, comfort a couple of people by just saying, hey, this is what's really going on, and taking a few seconds out of your day to, call the sheriff's station, call the fire department, and find out what exactly is going on. And in some cases, you may not, or they may not be aware of what's going on, and you've just alerted them.
Yeah.
And so that's really what it is. Using your powers for good is what I said. We're not superheroes, but we're people who have super tools, and we get to reach out to resources that, Billy Sue and Jim Bob down the street cannot.
Yeah, well, I've always said that like the true heroes are like the people who serve us, the men and women in blue, and are the fire department,
Exactly.
and the medical personnel that that serve us every day in, day out. Despite it being a holiday, despite it being something important to them, they're here to help us, and we are just the message relayers.
Exactly.
We make sure people know the good things that they're doing.
Exactly.
At least that we try to.
That, and a lot of it is we get to see these people work every day, whether it's a brush fire in the middle of summer or winter for that matter, or a car crash, or it's just a little girl who is lost, and you see that sheriff's deputy or that police officer or the CHP officer, or the firefighter, the paramedic, the EMTs, and these people really do put their lives on the line for us. They really do things that we wouldn't do for ourselves, and or for each other. And the LA County Fire Department, stellar people, Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, CHP, California Highway Patrol, AMR, American Medical Response. Ooh, tongue twister.
Hey, we have our own EMTs now at Henry Mayo.
We will kind of, to a point. We do, the Los Angeles County Fire Department does contract with AMR to provide ambulance service.
Right.
So if you're in the city of Los Angeles, the city of Los Angeles has their own fire department, police department, and ambulance service with the fire department.
Right.
We don't. And so it's kind of a tricky thing when people, when they call 911 in different areas, they get different people coming to them. But to the average everyday Joe, they probably couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah.
For us, trying to get the facts and the information, we know a little bit more detailed information than they would.
Yeah, and we also have access to ask them. We have a good connection to the sheriff's station. We have a good connection to like the hospital, to the fire department. We have good connections with them. Even as, they're not always happy to talk to us, but the guys at the coroner's office, we have a connection to them so we can get all that information out to the public. And I think that is our biggest strength as local media, is that we're able to be informative of these issues that you're not going to see on CNN or Fox or MSNBC, because they have to deal with the big stuff and can't really focus on things that affect us on our day-to-day lives.
And a lot of it's just relative to location. CNN, Fox, and MSNBC will cover what they feel are big stories. But, here in Santa Clarita, I don't want to call it a bubble, but, geographically in our own little valley, what could happen on, Newhall Ranch and Bouquet would be a big story to people here.
Yeah.
And really, we're just that bridge that carries information from one point to the next. And that's really what we do. We just we facilitate all the information. That we hand it off as the middleman, and that's really all we're here to do.
Yeah, no, it's good being the media, in terms of like you said, using our powers for good.
Yes.
And I think that it is a very strong thing. And even here, like, our show hasn't exactly taken off yet, but I think that eventually when we get to that point, when we get more viewers, one of the things that I've been trying to do, I haven't done today, was tell weather and traffic. That's something that I want to do going forward. So people who tune in can hear that stuff and be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't take the 5. Maybe I should find another roundabout way, go through like Balboa or something. And having that information and using that for that purpose to affect the lives of people, I mean, I think it's just the best part of doing it.
Yeah, it makes you, better than Google Maps because you're a person. A person 9 times out of 10 is going to be better than a computer, unless you're doing math or searching for a recipe or something.
Right.
But you really
even a person with a recipe talking to a chef is better than going online.
Oh yeah, I mean you're going to find that Yahoo who has that recipe for I don't know chicken pot pie, and you make it and it's awful, and it could be either the recipe or just like me, I can't really cook all that well.
Hell no, I can't either.
So there you go. But it's it's really a lot of what we do, all of us. Really we just care. We care about people. We care about getting them the right information. You have a lot of fake news going around,
especially this year.
I mean, oh man, it's just hit an all-time high.
Oh yeah. I mean, we've always had fake news. Like, fake news has always been a thing in our society. Remember, like, national, I can't think of the name, the tabloids that we used to have. The National Enquirer.
Like Weekly World News and stuff like that.
Yeah, those pieces of crap. They used to say that, like,
I used to love reading Weekly World
Elvis is
News.
still alive, But now we get stuff that seems credible and going through places that seem credible.
And that's the thing. How do you tell the difference?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you two tell the difference between something that is credible, that is true, and something that is not so obviously false?
The way that I do it personally is I triple check. So if I see something that just seems like out of the place or comes from a place that seems out of place, even if I think that's like, oh, that could be true, I'll check, say, The Guardian, CNN, and a couple of the other big ones when it's a bigger story. Or I'll go directly to like a local source. There was a story during the election that some polling places in Texas were misfiring.
Right.
And it turned out to be somewhat fake. It used a real news story, but it was a fake in terms of its application. And I checked the local sources, and they're like, that's not true at all. Here's what actually happened.
Right.
I mean, Jake, what about you? Like, how do you check that stuff?
Oh man, this is gonna sound really bad. I just pick and choose. I feel like I relate to a lot of people in that sense where, I definitely, I will, that's not to say that I don't accept things that don't fit my worldview.
Right.
Because if there's something that challenges the way that I look at something, then I'm definitely going to look it up.
Yeah.
But no, I honestly have a very hard time distinguishing between fake and real news.
Yeah.
I still don't know where I stand on this whole hashtag Comet Pizza, hashtag Pizzagate situation.
Oh, that thing's crap.
I don't know, man.
It's a load of crap.
Okay.
No, they had a guy who assaulted the place with a gun.
Everyone keeps saying he assaulted the place.
He walked in
holding a gun. He didn't point it at anybody.
Yeah.
He didn't shoot anybody. He walked in
assaulted
with a gun.
In quotations. He did have to be escorted out.
Well, yeah.
He did have to have not special cops, but they did have to have body armored cops go in and remove him from there. And he did enter the pizzeria because of said story.
Right. Well, yeah.
Yeah. It had nothing to do with him just exercising his Second Amendment rights, but he
No.
went in there
No.
for
I know. I don't know, man. There's some weird stuff out there.
Yeah.
There's some weird, odd connections. That Instagram page is very odd. I don't want to get into it because it's a touchy topic.
Yeah.
But my thoughts on the matter are...
You surf the web. What this week, and we're trying to do this as a segment, but what this week have you found that's just out there that you've been falling in love with recently, Jake?
So, I don't know if you've ever heard of lowercase music.
Lowercase music, okay.
So
no,
most music is an assault on the senses.
Okay.
Lots of noise, crashes, booms. lowercase music takes the sounds that you wouldn't necessarily think of, and then amplifies them so that it forces you to think of them while still remaining minimal. And it's kind of like the extreme silence. It's not just silence, though. So it started in the 90s with this album called Forms of Paper, where this artist, Steve Roden, for about 45 minutes recorded himself handling paper in different ways. And that's the whole album. And apparently people said it's his best.
The fact that he's had multiple albums after that and that people can say it's a best.
Well, there was multiple albums before that. He started making music in like the 80s.
But like when he actually made
when
music.
he made this album, this was the one that they said was his best. It was commissioned by the Hollywood branch of the Los Angeles Public Library System, along with a series of prints, art of an old catalog of the Dewey Decimal System that he had hole punched in like several areas, and that was the art exhibit.
That's funny as hell.
Wow. Yeah, it's actually really interesting. I mean, he uses...
How much of the music have you gone through so far?
So I've listened to Forms of Paper.
Okay.
It's and I haven't gotten any further than that.
Okay, so your judgment review of Forms of Paper.
I thought it was great. It's very interesting.
Now, is it great from a musical standpoint or great from just an interesting listen standpoint?
I couldn't even call it music.
Okay.
It's called lowercase music, but it's more of just an ambient experience.
Okay.
It's something that you're not going to listen to it and sing along while you're driving your car. You're going to sit down in a big comfy chair and you're going to close your eyes with a glass of scotch.
Right.
And you're just going to listen to this guy handle paper for 45 minutes.
So it's almost like an equivalent to like elevator music. It's something to be played in the background.
Yeah.
Okay. That's weird.
I can imagine that it would do well for children with autism because it doesn't provide the sensory overload that other music does.
Huh. You know what? Well, I will look this stuff up.
Yeah, definitely do.
And I will listen to it.
Okay, I'll send you a link.
But I have to say it, Jake. I love you, but please get help.
Okay.
You know, that stuff.
It's coming.
Eventually we'll find you.
Eventually I'll get help.
Eventually. But until then, we're just going to keep
I can get help when I'm dead.
Oh. When you're in the ground, we'll have a therapist come to your grave and talk to you from beyond the grave. You know.
Therapist and a medium. You're going to need both.
Get both at the same time. We'll have Austin Dave film it.
So, that would be an interesting story to put on the signal. Ooh. Dead weirdo talks to medium and therapist.
Tell me, how did you feel?
I think it could reach whatever the successor to the internet is. I think it could go viral there.
You think so?
I think it could be possible.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of weird viral stuff going on.
Speaking of viral, there's this post that I made about a year ago.
Oh, let's go here.
This is a food one.
But, yes.
Post that I made about a year ago, and two people had, city council meetings happen every other Tuesday at City Hall. And typically it's the usual, here's an issue. Let's talk about the issue. Let's either vote on the issue or come up with a solution or put it off until we can come up with a solution. And so you have these public speakers who come in, and it's usually the same crowd of people who come in and,
Pam Noltmeyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They exercise the right to speak. And,
my favorite, Steve Petzold.
Yeah, good old Steve. But this was a little different. First, it started with a guy with a cowboy hat on, which was backwards, as some commenters pointed out. He came up and he made a plea, and this was a general, point in the meeting where you could basically talk about almost anything. He made a plea for strip clubs in Santa Clarita. And that went on for about 2 minutes, and he, stepped away. But this girl got up, and it turns out they were both, they both knew each other. They were both in on it. And this girl, pink hair, maybe a little over 5 feet, gets up to the podium and asks if she can get a Spanish translator.
She was a CalArts student, right?
She was a CalArts student. But long story
no surprise
short,
there.
She went on to, make a plea for the McRib. And apparently the franchise owners who, own a McDonald's have the choice of whether or not they carry the McRib. And apparently our local McDonald's restaurants don't carry them.
Yeah.
Or at that time they didn't. About a year ago, almost exactly a year ago. And
I think
this
only
girl-
I think only like one did.
probably one.
Yeah.
But she went on for about 2.5 minutes about how not having the McRib in Santa Clarita ruined her Christmas, because apparently it's a Christmas tradition in her family to eat McRibs and chicken McNuggets. And she went on this heartfelt letter, read it at the podium, asking, pleading, begging for them to bring back the McRib. Now, fast forward a year later, today, this week, it's been announced the McRib is coming back to Santa Clarita.
Yep.
There's
Why?
a big billboard in Canyon Country right
There's
now.
a big billboard. And I talked to a couple of the McDonald's representatives off the record, and they had hinted toward this young woman having something to do with the McRib coming back.
That's so funny.
That is beautiful.
And now this post is going nuts. I mean, it was a Facebook trending topic yesterday, and a year later, out of nowhere, McRib girl, look at this woman. She's, pleading with the city council to bring back the McRib, and it's like, wow, your hometown, we're here, and it's our small town is once again thrusted back into the headlines for something very, Paul Walker's death.
Yep. The
things
fire
like
that caught on Colossus.
Colossus burning down, things like that, and now all of a sudden you have a girl who wants McRibs,
Yep.
and
Appropriately titled the McRib Girl.
the McRib girl, or as she calls it, the McRib.
The McRib.
As once again some commenters pointing out, but it's interesting seeing people will find, and this goes back to the whole fake news thing. People will find things that are either untrue or completely wild,
Yeah.
like this McRib thing. They find that more appealing than something that they need to know, like laws that are going into effect January 1st, or things about their water rates going up, or the drought, or
And the fact that we're going to have, 3 vacant seats in our city council come January 1st.
I mean, it comes to a point where people will believe almost anything. And being a journalist, it's scary for me because it's kind of like you work hard to build a trust with people, but what good is that trust if they're just going to trust anything?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's to a point where people, you could honestly tell people, hey, this is happening, and the world's coming to an end tomorrow, and people will flood into Costco, flood into Walmart, start buying survival kits. This will happen. This will happen. The sun rises the next day. It's business as usual.
Yep.
Where does the trust go then?
Yeah, no, it sucks as media because you'll have that stuff happen. Like there was a story over the summer that got very famous, very similar to the McRib girl, whereas this guy who posted, it ended up being fake, but it was a guy who posted a video, and it was him talking about a girlfriend that he had just acquired, and he was talking to an imaginary person, like he was pen paling them. And at the very end of the video, he's like, here's the girl, and she's tied up in like a closet and like crying out. And it got so viral and people started talking about it that the police department where the video was originally filmed got involved. And a week later, they had to make a statement. This is a completely fake thing. It's not the missing girl that was reported the woman in the video to be. So it was just a weird coincidence of fake news off of something online that someone found, and the video was like 3 years old.
And that's kind of where, I want to go back to that whole community Facebook groups.
Yeah.
Like the administrators who run the SCV Emergency Now group, for instance.
Yeah.
We've talked about this where people will post things in that group that, well, I think, somebody was shot and killed in the street, and it turns out, no, it was a public assistance call. Or, fireworks. There are obviously fireworks going on in the community, like, there were moments ago in Valencia. But people automatically jump to it's gunfire or explosions.
Yeah.
And you have these administrators who work really hard to, really bring back that whole gatekeeper concept that we learned in media and society.
Yeah.
How, for the people listening, gatekeepers are those who really do have a control over what information is coming out of a news source or a website, newspaper, TV, whatever it may be. And these people, I've been able to witness firsthand how all this information comes in from, there are hundreds of people and, tens of thousands in their group, but something goes on, fireworks, I'm going to use this as another example. Fireworks will go off in a neighborhood, and you have these 100 people coming in, commenting that it's fireworks, fireworks, fireworks.
Yeah.
And they're working hard to no, let's wait. Let's call the sheriff's department. Let's find out. They have the tools, the resources, the radios to find out.
And then they can get the exact information out to the people so they know
they calm this panic.
Yeah.
This panic that starts with, I call it chickenpox syndrome. One person has chickenpox, everybody thinks they have chickenpox, everybody starts itching. That one person that they thought had chickenpox never actually had chickenpox, and they're all just, it's hysteria.
It's going
they're
crazy.
Working hard to stop that, and it's concepts like that we need to go back to applying, no matter where you are, whether it's on your own personal Facebook page and you're not even a journalist. You really have to really research what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Feelings are one thing and opinions one thing, but when you're trying to talk to people as if it's a fact, you have to be careful with that. Whether you're a news source or not, you could say,
you have to know.
I saw this, murder down the street, and it wasn't. It was just a car crash.
Yeah.
And it's, you have to be really, just like the inappropriate material that supposedly aired on a CNN affiliate in Boston. You saw how that exploded on official news sources, like big-time news sources. And then all of a sudden, without really any retractions of any sort, a couple hours later, about 5 or 6 hours later, when they had all figured out that never happened. Even CNN was convinced that it happened.
Yeah.
When they found out it never happened, all of a sudden their websites just changed, but no mention of...
There was no retraction of it. Yeah.
Right.
There was no our bad.
We have a rule in our office that when you make a mistake, you own up to it. You own up to the fact that hey, I got this fact wrong, and I'm going to make it out. And it's kind of a dog with the tail between its legs sometimes, but it builds up character and it teaches you to be more careful with what you're putting out there.
You almost have that sometimes. Like MSNBC is the biggest person to ever apologize, even on times when they're not. But they do apologize and they do retract a lot of the time, and I do respect that of them in that regard. But I also think that a lot of the news organizations don't, because they don't want to be seen as soft, like MSNBC can be sometimes seen.
Exactly.
So we're going to head to our last break. I got some Christmas music. It's about to be the holiday season. And
I'm mad at you.
I know you're mad at me. It's fine. But I love Christmas. I am like a huge Christmas person.
Where are my non-denominational Christmas carols?
Well, okay,
holiday
so
carols. I'm sorry.
The only one that is like... I have Choral of the Bells, Jingle Bells is on here, but the only one that actually mentions Christmas is All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Okay, all right. All right, I'll give it to you.
So this is Choral of the Bells by the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. You're all welcome. And I was like, all I can remember with Choral of the Bells
sleigh bells ring. Are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight. We're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird. Here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he is Parson Brown. You say, are you married? We'll say no, man, but you can do the job when you're in town. Later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. Are you listening? Snow is glistening, a beautiful sight. We're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman, then pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say no, man. You can do the job when you're in town. Later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland.
Don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true.
Dashing through the splashing through in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ha ha ha! Bells on bobtail, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight! Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
And we're back with We the Few. That actually does it for our episode here at Canyons Radio. I want to thank our special guest, Austin, for coming into the studio and joining us for this fun episode.
Thank you for having me. This is a brilliant program you guys have here, and I really, I think it's a really good project that you're all working on here, and I think you all should be very proud of really the level of professionalism that you're displaying here. I think it's something that really should be shared with the community and something that really is of the community. So,
Thank
great
you.
job.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate that.
That's. I mean, we're going to be on a hiatus for a bit as College of the Canyons is kind of shut down for a couple of weeks. We'll be back next year, so I want to say happy holidays to everyone out there. Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, everything that you guys celebrate during the holiday season. I hope you have a wonderful time. That's going to be it.
Where was their music, Skylar?
I'm sorry?
Where was their music?
I only have 15 minutes. We'll do holiday music for everyone when we come back, and you'll pick it.
Okay.
All right. Jake, where can they find you on the social medias?
You can find me on Instagram. My Instagram username is @physicaltouch. You can check out my music on my SoundCloud. Follow me. My name is Nicotine Mantis.
That is a great name.
Yeah.
And do you still want people to add you on your personal
yes,
Facebook?
Yes, please add me on my personal Facebook page. There's going to be some great memes within the next few weeks.
Oh, wonderful. Great holiday memes, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. And Austin, where can they find everything that you do for the Signal? Where can they find all that?
Well, you can find me in many, many places, which is good. Also, people think that I'm in multiple places at the same time, but I guarantee you I'm one person.
I don't believe you. I currently believe that you're also at the Signal right now.
I probably am, really. But you can find me on Facebook. Search Austin Dave. I have a personal and professional page. Find the professional page first, unless you're like family or a friend, but...
Yeah.
I'm on Instagram as Austin Dave _, Twitter, likewise, Austin Dave _. But if you want to find me on the Signal, go to signalscv.com. But also, I really do recommend that you add a lot of these community groups to your Facebook pages to really find information from more sources than just me. Honestly, there are a lot of people in this community who are eyes and ears for all of us that really work hard to make sure that you are safe, make sure that you are well informed, and make sure that you can be a happy Santa Claridian.
And some of those pages, hazard warnings and emergencies, SCV emergency now, and the Santa Clarita community page, and SCV helicopters, lights, and sirens, oh my, and scanner. Those are some great pages that have a lot of this information out there. I use them personally as well as a journalist. I know Dave or Austin, you use those as well. So you can find me as well at Solacebringer on Twitter and Instagram. That's SOLUSBRINGER. And you can find my professional Facebook page, Skylar Barti. You can find it up there. I believe it'll just say pages. I'm going to try to get that up there soon. And starting next year, we will have an official We the Few Instagram and Twitter, and hopefully Facebook page that me and Jake will have control of. And we'll be going through that. And the last thing, and I will be trying to get this out to you, I'm going to be starting to make our playlists available public. So any music that you find that you like, Jake will have his own playlist, I'll have my own playlist, and then if we have a guest, they'll have a playlist so you can go through, listen to the music that we like, and add that to yours. So that does us here in the Canyons Radio Studio. We will see you guys next time.